Hi everyone, welcome back to Retirement Clarity Radio. I am your host, Scott Newhouse. I'm really excited that you're with me, especially on today's episode, because this is the 53rd episode of Retirement Clarity Radio. I can't even believe it. We started this podcast, this journey together in the beginning of 2021, and we've done a weekly episode since then, talking about a wide range of topics, from Social Security to Medicare to long-term care, retirement expenses, retirement income, and a whole number of other issues that are really important for you to secure your financial future and make sure that you have a comfortable retirement and you don't have too much stress about money or your investment accounts or anything like that, and you can just spend time on what matters most. What I really want to focus on in today's very short episode is just my reflections on what really matters the most to us. Yes, we've got all these financial things that we have to take care of, and you really should be taking care of that yourself or with the financial planner, making sure that everything gets done. But that is just a means to an end. The end is not to, be some personal finance geek where you optimize your finances to the fullest extent. At least that's not my purpose. I don't think that should be your purpose as well. I think everything that we do in terms of our personal finance should be in pursuit of a higher goal, in pursuit of something that is more meaningful than just, dollars and cents and growing your net worth, which is important, but I don't think that's the end goal, and I think that's honestly a rather unfulfilling goal in my mind. And so, I've been thinking about all these episodes that we've done together, and I am just realizing that I am, frankly, really grateful that I've had the opportunity to do this. Yes, obviously, as you can imagine, I do, use this to interact with clients and potential clients, but it's also just a great way for me to help people and assist people who I would never have talked to and spoken to at all. And so, as you've probably listened to this podcast, I've written books, I've done the podcast, a video series, and I get notes from people who are, not clients and they're never going to be clients, but they're, thankful for the education and the things that I'm able to provide for them through this medium. And so for me, this is something that is really important for me because we look across America, we look at the statistics, and there's a lot of people who are financially struggling. There's a lot of really bad advice out there, as you probably have encountered in your own life. And so my mission here and the purpose of this podcast is not, just for me to frankly get clients. The purpose of this podcast for me is to be able to express myself and my professional expertise in a way that helps people. And so that's the end goal for me, being able to help other people and touch other people's lives that I never would have been able to do otherwise. And so for you, what I'd like you to ask yourself, ask your spouse is, what's the end goal for you? What really matters to you? What are you trying to accomplish with all of the financial things that you've been doing in your life? And again, I've joked about this before, but if you're listening to this podcast, you might be a little bit of a personal finance nerd. I know I am a personal finance nerd, and that's great, and I encourage that. The thing that, we obviously need to make sure we keep in mind is that this is not the end goal. Knowledge is not the end goal. Accumulating assets is not the end goal. The end goal is, living a fulfilling, comfortable, and meaningful life. And this podcast, the books I've done, the video series, all that stuff has enabled me to be able to fulfill my end goal, which is really touching as many lives as possible through these channels. So I would just want to ask you, as we celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, the New Year's, all of the things that we have going on, as we celebrate all of that, what's your end goal? What are you working towards, and what's going to be a meaningful thing for you to do with all the great steps that you're taking in your personal finance? So that's all I've got for today. Really more of a reflection on what I've been thinking about and what I think might be important for you to think about in your own life. So if you listen to this podcast or maybe even all of the episodes that I've had, I just have to give you my sincerest thanks. I really appreciate it. It means a lot that you're listening. I see the numbers of people listening going up every week, and to be able to touch more lives than I would have normally, that's why I'm doing this. And so I'm really thankful for you all. I hope you all have a great holiday season. Happy New Year, and we'll talk to you in 2022. Bye. Thanks again for listening. As a reminder, you should consult with a financial advisor familiar with the specific circumstances of your unique financial situation before making any financial decisions. Nothing in this podcast is a solicitation for the sale or purchase of any securities. Any mentions of rate of return are hypothetical in nature and not a guarantee of future returns. Scott Newhouse, CFP, is an investment advisor representative of Forthright Finances, a California and Nevada registered investment advisor.